Good evening, everyone. This is a wonderful, wonderful turnout and a wonderful, wonderful venue. It's good to see everybody. I'd like to get us underway and want to welcome everyone for a 2025 State of the County presentation. I'd like to begin by inviting Pastor Andrew Columbia of Mount Carmel Bible Church for an opening invocation. Pastor.
Can we please stand? Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with hearts full of gratitude and hope as we gather for this State of the County address. We ask for your guidance and wisdom to be upon our county, its leaders, and its people. Bless County Commissioner Kevin Byrne and all those who serve this community. Grant them the clarity and strength to lead with integrity, compassion, and a commitment to justice for all. May the decisions made today be aligned with your will, promoting peace, prosperity, and the well-being of every individual in our county. We ask that you bless the work of the public servants and those who dedicate their lives to building a better future. May their efforts bear fruit, and may they always be reminded of the responsibility to uplift every citizen in this great community. Lord, we ask that you continue to pour out your grace upon this county, protect its families, and inspire a spirit of unity among us all. Guide our hearts to work together side by side as we seek progress, equity, and the common good. I pray this in Jesus' name, amen.
You may be seated. Thank you, Pastor Columbia. I'd like to now call the Color Guard, the Putnam County Sheriff's Cadets, and the Putnam County Civil Air Patrol to present the colors. Please come forward.
Color Guard, attention, forward, march. Ready, hold. Left, face. Present, on.
I'd like to invite Sheriff McConville to please come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'd now like to introduce Margaret Persigliati to please come forward. She is an employee in our Department of Health, and she's going to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
Wow. That's just some of the talent of our county employees. All right, at this point, I would ask the colors to please retire.
Color guard. Order, arms. Left, face. Forward, march.
Please be seated. I'd like to take this opportunity now to introduce some of our distinguished guests with us tonight. As your name is announced, I always ask people, please give a hearty wave or stand up so that you can be recognized. And this is always a tricky thing because you don't want to miss anybody, but we're going to introduce basically the elected officials and some others. At this point, I'd like to indicate that U.S. Congressman of the 17th District, the Honorable Michael Lawler, is being represented by Putnam County Legislator Erin Crowley. Thank you, Erin. I'm very pleased to acknowledge former Congressman and Dutchess County Executive and a friend of mine from our years together as County Executive, 1 year anyway for me, Mark Molinaro. The New York State Senator, 39th District, the Honorable Rob Rollison, is being represented by Chief of Staff Lydia Biskup. I don't see Pete Hartcomb. Turning to Assembly members, New York State Assembly person from the 94th District, the Honorable Matthew Slater, is being represented by Kira Brunner. Kira? Let's go to judges. I'd like to introduce Putnam County Court Judge, the Honorable Anthony Mollet. And Putnam County Court Judge, the Honorable Joseph Spofford. Moving to county elected officials, I'd like to introduce the Honorable Michael Bartolotti, our Putnam County Clerk. You saw him before, and I'll have to introduce him again, our Sheriff, Kevin McConville. We have this thing that goes on all day long, but yeah, should have thought of that. I'd like to introduce Putnam County Coroner, the Honorable Dr. Michael Neshawat. County Legislator representing District Number 2, the Honorable William Goldman. County Legislator representing District 4, the Honorable Laura Russo. And an old friend, County Legislator representing District 7, the Honorable Dan Birmingham. You must want to be the first out. And again, County Legislator representing District 9, the Honorable Erin Crowley. And just as a group, I'd like to ask all of the appointed county department heads to please stand up so people can see you, the ones that are here tonight. Thank you all. And I'm especially happy also to indicate that our 4 county unions are represented tonight, and I'd like to ask those folks to please stand as well. Thank you. On the town level, I have with us tonight Phillipstown Supervisor, the Honorable John Van Tassel. The Honorable Jackie Anabi from Putnam Valley is represented by Deputy Supervisor Chris Russo. We have the Southeast Supervisor, the Honorable Nick Durante. The meeting's at 11 tomorrow. And Cold Spring Mayor, the Honorable Kathleen Foley. There are, I think, some council people and so forth. Thank you for being here as well. At this point, I would like to introduce Laura Endico, Vice President of ACE Endico, for some introductory remarks.
Well, I'd first like to thank everybody for being here tonight. My family and I, my brother, Bill Endico, Michael Endico, and myself are the owners of ACE Endico, and we welcome you into our home. This room that you're in is our culinary center. We're very proud of this room. We invite all our customers, our sales reps, and we've had holiday parties here for training centers. It's a training room. We have a test kitchen where we test all our new products that we're bringing in. We have customers that come in and we educate them on new product ideas. I just want to thank everybody for being here. It's an incredible honor to be part of this community and to be here in front of you tonight. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Laura. This is really a beautiful facility, and we hope we'll be back here. And it is now my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce our County Executive, Kevin Byrne, who will present the 25 State of the County Address. Kevin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow elected officials, and honored guests. Welcome to your 2025 State of the County. First, I'd like to offer special thanks to our hosts for permitting us to provide this first-of-its-kind State of the County at this beautiful venue. Thank you to Laura Endico and the entire Endico family for providing this impressive venue, as well as Donna and her team for helping us organize this event. We have several notable guests to mention before we get into today's agenda, and you just heard a few. Chief among them is my friend, and a guy who's done this a few times before himself, former Congressman and Dutchess County Executive Mark Molinaro. Mark, thank you for your unwavering support, but most importantly, your relentless advocacy on behalf of our state. I know Putnam County will have a strong partner on federal transit issues thanks to Mark Molinaro. I want to make special mention to thank all the legislators who are in attendance today. I see Legislator Russo, Crowley, Gouldman, Birmingham. Thank you for being here. Sheriff McConville, our County Clerk Michael Bartolotti, our District Attorney I know sent staff here. He could not be here this evening. Thank you all. And to all the town and local officials that are here, it truly means a lot because we do a lot more and we're more successful when we work together. And I appreciate your attendance. And of course, none of the accomplishments that you're going to hear about tonight would be possible without the hard work of our amazing executive office. Deputy County Executive Jim Burpo, our Director of Communications Chris Formisano, Director of Compliance and Intergovernmental Relations Jennifer Caruso, our invaluable confidential secretary Lisa Rangeli, and the wonderful Barbara Reitz. As many of you already know, my longtime confidant, advisor, and dear friend, Matt Cavucci stepped down as Chief of Staff at the end of last year. He's moved on to other endeavors, but continues to help us out in a limited capacity. And so tonight, I'd like to formally introduce you all to our new Chief of Staff, Dane Pascacello, AKA the Great Dane. Dane, where are you, Dane? Dane has been an incredible addition to the team and has already hit the ground running. Join me in giving them all, again, a big round of applause. Last but never least, I'd like to thank my wife, Bree, for standing by my side all these years. I couldn't ask for a stronger partner in life or a more forceful advocate for the work we are seeking to accomplish in this community every day. I know she would be here if she could, but she's busy watching this from home with our little guy, Braden. I love you both, and I will see you soon. Friends, the state of Putnam County has never been stronger. The opportunities here are greater than ever. A future beckons in which every resident has a place in this community and the potential to contribute his or her talents. Before we look ahead, it's important to understand how we arrived here and the collective efforts of many in this room toward the unique position we find ourselves in today. Under this administration, Putnam County will continue to present ourselves as a leader in cost-effective and efficient government that maintains a high quality of life for residents while cutting taxes and achieving robust economic growth. Our guiding principles remain unchanged. We have delivered real, meaningful results, yet we remain as dedicated as ever in our shared mission to provide a more affordable, accountable, and accessible government for the nearly 100,000 residents we serve. Since taking office 2 years ago, this administration has been the most transparent in county history, a promise I have kept and a legacy I am proud of. Every year, we continue to host annual constituent forums. Last year was no different. In 2024, this administration presented one in every town, from town hall-style gatherings to coffee meet and greets, even nature walks. We've already presented 2 new forums earlier this year, with more on the way. In addition to more forums for the public, our executive office started the new practice of live streaming its public hearings. Now, for those unfamiliar with our county lawmaking process, every time the legislature passes a proposed local law, it goes to the county executive for approval or veto. But before that is done, the county executive must hold a public hearing to allow the public to provide their direct input. In the past, other than minutes filed with the legislature, these meetings were never recorded or broadcast, let alone live streamed. I changed that. If we believe in live streaming public meetings, and trust me, I do, then this administration must lead by example and practice what it preaches. That is exactly what we did. Every public hearing on legislation held by this administration is now live streamed on the county's YouTube channel. I am grateful to the members of the legislature who have successfully advocated for the live streaming of their meetings. And I am particularly grateful to Legislator Crowley for introducing it and the members of the Rules Committee who this past month voted to codify several new transparency initiatives in their legislative manual, including the live streaming of all legislative meetings and public hearings. Their full legislative meeting is tomorrow, and I hope to see it pass. They are an independent branch of government, governed by their own rules. It is worth recognizing that this effort is a major win for transparency, good government, and the people of Putnam County. So to all the members of the legislature who moved this forward, as a resident of Putnam County, thank you. Our commitment to transparency also extends to our finances, which is why, staying true to my promise to you, the 2025 budget enacted last year came with a brand new budget transparency website. Our team in our finance department, led by Commissioner Mike Lewis. Mike, where are you? Right over there. Give him a round of applause. They continue to ensure the data presented is accurate and up to date. This new website offers our residents an added layer of transparency, which better enables people to know how their county government budgets their tax dollars and why. As stewards of your tax dollars, I also believe we should be adhering to the highest possible ethical standards. That's why, upon taking office, I invited the State Comptroller's Office to conduct a comprehensive risk assessment of our county finances, an assessment that ultimately led to the auditing of our county parks, including the county golf course. Bringing in the State Comptroller was a bold move, but was necessary to reform accounting practices at this county-owned asset and track every dollar that passed through it. Our team learned much through this experience, updated policies and procedures, and thanks to support received from the legislature last year, Putnam County submitted a plan with the state to demonstrate how we are acting on their recommendations. I have long felt that greater transparency is one of the most effective ways to build greater confidence in the work of our elected leaders. Sunshine is the best disinfectant. That's why last year I posted my own financial disclosures on the county website for the public to easily access and view, something I routinely did during my tenure in the State Assembly. And if you like tonight's presentation, you'll be pleased to learn I plan to bring an abbreviated version of the State of the County address on the road, where I will present at numerous senior centers across the county. These events will also be recorded and archived on the county YouTube page. We've made great strides in Putnam County, making it more affordable. Reducing the cost of living helps everyone, from the weekend visitor to the young couple buying a first home to retirees on fixed incomes. I understand the struggles of persistently high inflation and its effects on family finances and the cost of doing business. The middle class is still paying too much for its necessities. We should not add to that burden, but must practice creative problem solving without breaking the bank. Under my leadership, Putnam County government has never raised taxes. We've consistently cut taxes, driving the property tax rate down to its lowest level in 18 years. We've reduced the sales tax by opting into a 2-year exemption, permitting county residents to make tax-free purchases on clothes and shoes under $110, an exemption I'd love to see made permanent. Looking forward, Putnam County's Property Tax Stabilization Fund stands at approximately $7.5 million, and it is vital to keep this dedicated fund healthy in the event of a crisis. That's why the county government needs sustainable sources of reliable revenue. Among other things, county sales tax revenue assists counties in funding critical services, including many that are mandated by state government, enabling us to finance our current and future obligations while relying less on property taxes. We are always working to find new ways to make Putnam County more affordable. And the overwhelming cost we continue to hear about is property taxes. We do a darn good job in county government. We've driven down the property tax rate to its lowest level in 18 years and are borrowing less, but we know we can do better. And where we can do better, we owe it to our people to deliver. That's why in my budget, I intend to propose the largest property tax cut in Putnam County's history, providing more meaningful relief to our residents. By doing more to cut the tax burden, we will make Putnam County more inviting and more competitive, not only within our region, but the state as a whole. By most independent estimates, New Yorkers pay the highest property taxes in the country, right after New Jersey, and that's unfair. We have an opportunity to provide more financial relief to our residents, and we must seize it. While other places may burden you with higher costs and outrageous fees, this administration wants to continue its streak of responsibly cutting your taxes. A short time ago, my office released the results of our online community tax survey. The poll ran for a week, was answered by over 800 people, and came back with 72% of you calling on the county to pass a major property tax cut. You spoke, I listened. I will present our county legislators with a budget to do just that. We will cut your taxes, reduce the cost of living, and honor our commitments to the people we serve. That is my pledge to you. This administration's motto of providing a more affordable, accountable, and accessible government will now include another letter, another A, namely, active. Here's how. On average, for every dollar the county collects from you in taxes, 70 cents or 70% goes to pay for mandates handed down by elites in Washington and Albany. We are stewards of the taxpayers' money here in Putnam. So I take that remaining 30% you send to us very seriously. It's our responsibility to use it wisely and whenever we can, demonstrate the effectiveness and efficiency of your county government. This administration has already overhauled the county website and launched the most aggressive budget transparency initiatives in Putnam County history. But the commitment to the maintenance of this effort is never ending. Every county department and nonprofit partner using county taxpayer money now submits a standardized annual report that professionally summarizes their operations, including how much they spend to get the job done. This helps justify their work to elected officials and the public, while also helping us identify more opportunities for efficiencies and savings. This assists us in empowering department heads to work as innovative leaders, while inspiring others to do the same. Next, we are going to build on the successful ethics reforms of the past 2 years, including better financial disclosures and enhanced transparency through our budget transparency website. In doing so, we will also fully fund the Board of Ethics in my budget plan later this year, removing any trace of a potential conflict of interest between board members and appropriators. This is another opportunity for us to lead, and I ask the legislature to join me so we can deliver on this overdue reform in 2025. The accomplishments of the last year have been many. I tasked representatives from my office and the community with rewriting the county's mission statement. This is what they came up with, and I am grateful to the legislature for adopting it as the county's new official mission and vision going forward. All of our accomplishments over the past 2 years have been in the service of health, safety, and well-being of the public while upholding the laws of the United States, New York State, and the county. I am fortunate as your county executive to have partners throughout county government, be it in our department, members of the legislature, our district attorney, Bob Tendy, our county clerk, Michael Bartolotti, our sheriff, Kevin McConville, who are just as committed to making Putnam the greatest place to live, work, and raise a family. Together, we seek to build a future that honors our past, embraces our present, and inspires generations to come. This is what we do. In 2024, the county hosted a first-of-its-kind retail opportunity for young entrepreneurs. Over 600 visitors joined 70 youth vendors who showcase an array of foods, games, collectibles, and services. This unique event, led by our Youth Bureau Director, Janine Cunningham, and supported by our community business partner, Ed Santalone, brought together many county departments like tourism, the sheriff's office, DPW, parks, IT, to leverage a unique opportunity at a county-owned property and inspire the rising generation of entrepreneurs and small business owners. Take a look. We are here at Putnam County's beautiful park, Tilly Foster Farm, where we are hosting our first of its kind Putnam County Youth Business Market.
I'm Mariella. And I'm Ava. And we're selling the lip gloss. Yeah. I'm Jasmine. I'm 11 years old. I'm selling like crocheted flowers. So each of them was like about an hour.
We have vendors from all over. We have people that have come up from the Bronx. We have vendors from youth vendors that have come all the way over from Connecticut, Orange County, Dutchess County, Westchester, you name it. And it's a sense of great pride. There is amazing products. Obviously, some children are selling lemonade. I'm having one right now. They're selling bracelets. They're selling Pokemon cards. They're selling all sorts of things.
Oh, this is a great opportunity for kids to experience entrepreneurship.
I hope you guys do it again. It is a really great opportunity for them. We've seen so many different types of crafts and everything, and I think it's a great opportunity for them.
And I've got this like birthday supply thing here, and I can write down like when you were born and what day your birthday would be on the next birthday you have.
Do you want to explain how that works?
And then you can even get a goodie bag for $1.
And tell me what happens. How does that work?
Like I figure out, like you tell me when you were born, I figure out the week and hoping I get it right, which I would normally do.
Any date that you give him, he'll know the day of the week, like in seconds.
So my name's Delilah. I'm from Mailpack, New York. And what we're selling is hats, bracelets, keychains, and phone chains, and headbands.
My name is Jack Williams. We're selling Jamaican beef patties, which we ran out of. But we got spinach patties and coconut bread.
I'm just helping out Jamaican Jack. He's at some point trying to get to Jamaica for vacation, and so he's working hard. He's doing a great job, him and his family.
This has been a tremendous success. We have large regional support from throughout the Hudson Valley. We are absolutely going to do it again. We're going to do it each and every year as long as I'm your county executive. And we're looking really forward to seeing it grow and getting more partners and more participation each and every year. We are already planning the next event, and today I can announce that registration is live for youth vendors and entrepreneurs at putnamcountyny.gov/YBM. The date for the next event is Sunday, June 8th. I was blown away by all of those who participated last year, and we hope to see more young people join us, learn, and thrive in Putnam County. This is an opportunity for our youth to hone skills and build a real business. We want these hardworking young entrepreneurs to stay in Putnam, to live and work and build their future. The youth business market is also a prime example of our smart stewardship of county-owned lands, utilizing our own Tilly Foster Farm in unique ways and developing this recreational space in a true learning environment. I'd like to recognize anyone from the Youth Bureau here. Ed Santalone, this place is packed, by the way. There's no way we could have fit all these people at any county facility, let alone the county courthouse. But anyone from the Youth Bureau here, please give them a round of applause. Thank you. Tilly Foster Farm is truly a beautiful place. Having the Youth Bureau here to host this marketplace was such a fun experience that it got us all talking about the future of this county-owned farm. So, in line with this administration's desire to always look for new ways to best utilize our county-owned properties, I'm very excited to announce that this year, the Youth Bureau will relocate its office space from the county's Donald B. Smith campus to Carmel to Tilly Foster Farm. This is a move that just makes sense. There is already some great youth programming at the farm, like BOCES. So having the Youth Bureau centrally located at this educational institute is exactly what the space needs. The legislature approved this project as part of the county's capital plan last year, and I appreciate their support. It complements existing uses of the park, but it will also pair exceptionally well with the future presence of Cornell Cooperative Extension. We have so many great county facilities, and many have received sorely needed upgrades under this administration. One of the most prominent is our training facility for emergency services. That's why I am ecstatic to report that later this year we will cut the ribbon on our new Lieutenant Michael Nooner Fire and EMS Training Center. Named after a long-serving member of the Brewster Volunteer Fire Department and a dedicated public servant who lost his life saving others, this truly modern, state-of-the-art campus will reopen this summer. I want to thank everyone involved in this project, our crews at DPW, the contractors who literally laid the groundwork, our partners at Draeger who assembled this facility, our Bureau of Emergency Services staff, and Senator Pete Harcum who secured several $100,000 in grant funding to make this project a reality. But perhaps most critically, I want to thank Commissioner Bob Lipton for all his hard work and advocacy to bring this to fruition. Bob has dutifully served as commissioner since I took office in 2023, and prior to that, served as deputy commissioner for many years. He has shared with me his intention to retire at the end of the year. And so tonight, Bob, I want to personally thank you for all you have done for the residents of Putnam County. Bob. Commissioner Lipton's leadership was on full display last year when we declared a state of emergency in late October due to severely dry conditions. The region was under a fire threat, and we marshaled resources and acted quickly. Not knowing what would happen each day, but preparing for the worst, our administration issued a protective order to prevent natural disasters like the destructive Kent brush fire that swallowed 33 acres in flames. Our Bureau coordinated with more than 10 fire agencies to contain the fire and protect life, homes, and property. To fight this fire, the Bureau also enlisted the help of DPW, led by Commissioner Fury, and the Kent Highway Department, led by Superintendent Richie Othmer. Because of the nature of the blaze, these crews actually went deep into the woods and, using heavy construction and highway equipment, dug a fire line trench to prevent the fire from spreading even further. Thanks to everyone's courage, quick thinking, and collaboration, no homes or structures were damaged, and no one was seriously injured during the Kent brush fire. Between October 23rd and November 18th, 2024, the 911 Center received 152 fire-related calls. Our local volunteer fire agencies were dispatched 29 times, and every single local agency responded multiple times to incidents throughout the county. But obviously, wildfires don't respect county lines. And so when our neighbors in Orange County were being ravaged by significantly larger wildfires than ours, the Bureau coordinated the response for 7 of our local volunteer fire departments during a 12-hour period. Please join me in giving a huge thank you to everyone who assisted during last year's drought and brush fire season. Our Department of Public Works continues to impress month in and month out with their commitment to maintaining and improving county property. In the winter months, we are always grateful for their round-the-clock work to keep our roads plowed and safe. And in warmer weather, we are thankful for their efforts to build and maintain a safe transportation network. Perhaps no project of theirs has had more attention than Peekskill Hollow Road. Those of you who have followed this issue remember the county's struggles with the previous contractor. It led to painful delays, uncertainty, and unfinished construction across a vital stretch of the county's longest road. I am pleased to announce that Commissioner Fury and his team have advised me that all the bridges, including the span by 2 Putnam Valley schools, are now complete, and the remaining phase of the Peekskill Hollow Road project will end in time for Mother's Day. Welcome news for moms, dads, and everyone else who has patiently awaited the removal of those large, ugly metal plates and an end to this nightmare. I want to say thank you to everyone who worked on this project, from County Legislator Bill Gouldman to Supervisor Jackie Anabi and her board, to the Law Department, to DPW, to our contractor ELQ and the engineers. But most importantly, I want to thank the public, especially the residents of Putnam Valley. Thank you for your patience. Our county law department was instrumental in getting the Peekskill Hollow Road project started again. They've done a lot of incredible work over the past 2 years, led by our county attorney, Compton Spain. As many of you may or may not know, shortly after I took office, the county was exposed to the single largest liability we have ever faced. And I'm not talking about Peekskill Hollow Road. Putnam County was being sued for tens of millions of dollars over a painful and controversial case dating back to the mid-1990s. I want to be clear. No county executive enjoys spending taxpayer money on any settlement. Yet I recognize that I had a fiduciary responsibility to address this issue. Now that the lawsuit is finally settled, I can share that the county had been previously notified by its insurer that actions taken before my term jeopardized the county's insurance coverage, placing us in an unprecedented situation with massive financial exposure. Thanks to the hard work of our county attorney, Compton Spain, and risk manager, Matt Bruno, our Putnam County team navigated this very difficult process. They went to bat for us. And instead of having to pay one individual tens of millions of taxpayer dollars that would have destroyed our county finances, we were able to pay a deductible of only 1%, with our insurer ultimately paying 99% of the settlement. There is another very important item on the legislature's agenda tomorrow that we have been working toward for many, many months. As I announced several weeks ago, my administration has come to a 5-year contract agreement with our friends in CSEA. And tomorrow, the county legislature will have the opportunity to approve that final agreement. For the first time in years, all 4 of our unions will be working under multi-year contracts. This administration is committed to ensuring that we have the strongest possible workforce, best suited to serve the people of Putnam. I am honored to go to work every day with our incredible county employees, and I am always excited to highlight our exceptional workers. 2 years ago, we reinstated our employee recognition program to acknowledge the efforts and accomplishments of our dedicated county employees. Each year, an honoree is scored and selected by a committee consisting of union members who review the applications submitted. The nominations to the committee are redacted heavily to make sure that no one knows who nominated the individuals, the nominees' names, and what exactly their job is. This is to ensure that the individuals are judged purely on their merits. Following that disclaimer, I have the privilege to announce that the 2024 Putnam County Employee of the Year is none other than Correction Officer Ismail Mickey Matthias. In the words of a colleague, Mickey's uncompromising selflessness, kindness, thoughtfulness, and unwavering commitment is the reason why members of corrections enlist his support and advice on non-work-related issues. He is well-spoken and versatile in his duties. No matter the adversities, he is always positive, optimistic, and a problem solver. He wears the uniform with pride. Mickey's name will be added to the employee recognition plaque that hangs in the main lobby of the county office building year-round. We are committed to investing in the county workforce. We now have fiscally responsible agreements that meet the needs of our hard-working employees. These agreements provide fair compensation and benefits while ensuring the continued safety of the public. When I was elected your county executive, every countywide union was operating without a long-term contract. We changed that by getting in the room with the relevant stakeholders and talked about the best interests of Putnam County's workforce and a deal that was fair and responsible for taxpayers. Thanks to the concerted efforts of our negotiating teams, led by Deputy County Executive Jim Burpo and Director of Personnel Paul Eldridge, our dedicated county employees will be working under solid agreements for years to come. At the start of my term, where's Jim? At the start of my term, Deputy County Executive Burpo assured me that we would get all 4 contracts settled within 2 years. Jim, we barely missed the mark, but a credit to you and the team for your assistance in making this a reality. A lot of folks didn't think we could get it done, and some of them may even be in the room. But we did it. Thank you. Putnam County is fortunate to have Jim's experience and expertise in county government. Besides his work to secure county contracts for our employees, he was instrumental in producing large savings for taxpayers early on in our administration. And he, along with our Director of Compliance and Intergovernmental Relations, Jennifer Caruso, led our ARPA Review Committee to ensure that not $1 of federal funds awarded to Putnam County would be wasted. As of December 31st of last year, all of Putnam County's federal stimulus ARPA money, $19 million in total, has been committed. All dollars have been accounted for and are being spent to benefit you. Had we not acted the way we did, we could have been on the hook for millions. I've just returned from the annual New York State Association of Counties Conference in our state's capital, where we confirmed, once again, that Putnam was the sole county in the state to provide this stimulus funding to local governments on top of what local governments had already received from Washington, D.C. directly. Coordinating this ARPA financing, not just for county projects, but down to the various town and village levels, was critically important to our fiscal future, and we got it done. I want to thank our partners in the legislature who were flexible and accommodating in the waning days of 2024 to ensure we remained in compliance. That being said, one of the major projects that our administration had sought to be funded as an ARPA expenditure was the renovation of Camp Hurlick's Schweiger Hall. Last year's legislature did not agree with the administration's desire to spend ARPA money on renovating this county-owned asset, but they did acknowledge it needs to be addressed. And so it begs the question, what are we going to do about Camp Hurlick? Do we have anyone from Camp Hurlick here? Thank you for being here. I am committed to securing the funding needed to support this magnificent children's campus. At a minimum, know that I will include this project as part of next year's capital plan, and I hope that we can rely on the legislature's support for such a worthy effort. Camp Hurlick provides affordable child care services that are worth far more to the parents of Putnam County than we could ever understand. This location provided child care to the children of first responders and other essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic, when other facilities were closed or shut down. It's past time we repaid their generosity, honored our obligation, and did more to support their continued mission. Thank you for being here, guys. Providing opportunities and programs for our most vulnerable should always be at the heart of public service. Stepping up to assist children, families, and those with physical, intellectual, and developmental disabilities is a bipartisan calling that transcends party and strengthens us all. This is why Putnam County is proud to be a Think Differently community. With this in mind, over the past 2 years, we have renewed Putnam County's solemn commitment to think differently and made our county facilities and operations more open, equal, and accessible to every resident. One of my earliest decisions as county executive was to make it a priority of our capital plan to fund sorely needed ADA accessible improvements. Our own county office building, the place I go to work every day, the location where the legislature meets, had no fully accessible ADA bathroom. Previously, if you wanted to merely get into the county office building and you had trouble with stairs, the only entrance accessible to you was through the back of the building, buzzing in through the maintenance entrance, walking across a dark basement hallway where paint and building materials were stored, and finally, taking the elevator. Now, thanks in part to funding secured by Senator Harcum, with support from our clerk, Michael Bartolotti, we finally have an accessible ramp at the main entrance of the county office building with a fully accessible ADA bathroom. I know this may seem like a small thing, but for the people with different abilities that it affects, it's a big deal. From the moment I became county executive, I encouraged everyone to reassess their work and challenge them to think differently about how we do business. That's why we decided to take a hard look at one of our most critical services, preschool special education. At the moment, we spend millions of dollars transporting and educating many children outside of the county to obtain critical services and schooling. We have special needs children below the age of 6 sitting on buses for multiple hours per day just to get to a facility that can properly meet their needs. As a parent of a 4-year-old, I can't imagine having to deal with that for my son, or any child for that matter. Our executive team, along with the health department, spearheaded by Valerie Kurtz, spent months reevaluating and developing a plan to create what is referred to as a braided model with our school districts to provide pre-K services. If enacted, this program will save taxpayer dollars, cut transportation times, and produce better educational outcomes. And so today, I am thrilled to announce our intention to partner with community-based services to create a Think Differently pre-K education campus at InterArts in Patterson. This administration believes in developing an inclusive and comprehensive early learning facility. And this facility will support preschool special education at no extra cost to taxpayers. Last month, we met with all stakeholders and are moving forward to reach a conceptual framework with Carmel and Brewster school districts to establish this much-needed campus. In this endeavor, we could have no better partner than Community-Based Services, who we are working with to build out their facility to the exact specifications and needs of our population. CBS's InterArts campus already provides great services and learning opportunities for those of all abilities and ages. When we approached them with this opportunity, they could not have been more excited and supportive of the project. Please join me in thanking those here from CBS tonight for their commitment to think differently and their commitment to every individual, regardless of ability in Putnam County. CBS, stand up, please. I believe in this initiative, but I cannot do it alone. For this project to succeed, we need all the stakeholders involved to come together. That means our school districts, the town of Patterson, and the county legislature. We need their help. Another exciting project that has long been in the making starts soon, our planning department. Led by Commissioner Barbara Barossa, spent much of last year analyzing our public transit system and the access challenges posed by a suburban landscape of winding, narrow roads. This study culminates in the launch of an innovative ride-on-demand pilot program in the towns of Patterson, Southeast, and Carmel. Putnam On Demand is an app-based public transit system where residents can book rides for the price of a regular cup of coffee and get door-to-door service Monday to Saturday. This is an important start, and my administration continues to work diligently to identify gaps in access, which includes paratransit services, and explore creative ways to best serve our residents. We are always trying to find ways to improve the health and safety of our residents. Putnam County continues to be one of the safest counties in the country and consistently ranks as the healthiest county in New York State. I always give credit first and foremost to the people who call Putnam County home. You are what makes this place so special and so great. But I would be remiss if I did not also credit the incredible men and women of the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, led by Sheriff Kevin McConville. At last year's State of the County address, I recognized Sheriff McConville and his team for submitting their application for accreditation. This year, I'm proud to announce they have received it, reaching an important milestone and recognizing the department for their commitment to excellence and professionalism. Congratulations, Sheriff, to both you and your remarkable team. Volunteer first responders are equally vital to our county's public safety. They perform their life-saving duties free of charge and make our budgeting less reliant on taxes, saving you more money. 2 years ago, this county implemented an important tax exemption for our volunteer firefighters and ambulance workers, but it was imperfect. Our partners in state government have since passed additional legislation that allows us to extend the tax exemption to volunteers who serve outside the town in which they reside. This will encourage more people to serve and addresses a loophole which unfairly excludes first responders who call Putnam their home. When you sacrifice your time and potentially risk your life here in Putnam County, I believe you deserve a break on property taxes. And I am hopeful we can work with the legislature to get this done. We spent much of 2024 revamping plans to open the first ever stabilization center in Putnam County. After a lot of public feedback and discussion, we are continuing to support our partners at People USA to open this mental health care facility. While this facility will be open 24/7, let me be clear, it is not an inpatient facility like an Arms Acres. It is designed to be a calm, relaxing place for those who need mental health support. We are providing options for individuals and their families, allowing people to rely less on the costly and overburdened healthcare and criminal justice systems for their needs. This is intended to be the first stop on their journey to getting healthy. In the same way that an urgent care facility may recommend you follow up with a specialist, those working at the stabilization center will work with you to treat your symptoms and then connect you with other services to help. People USA CEO Steve Michio, Commissioner Sarah Servidillo, Director of Mental Health Paul Tang, and everyone at the Department of Mental Health and Social Services have been working diligently to make this project a reality. I am thankful for their hard work, and I hope that we can make real progress on opening this facility in 2025. Two other departments that are always essential to the well-being of our residents are our Office for Senior Resources and our Department of Health. After many years, both departments will be under new leadership in 2025. Late last year, we announced the promotion of Marlena Barrett to be our next Director of the Office of Senior Resources, after having served as a caseworker and then Deputy Director. Marlena has been a consummate professional and has been taking care of our seniors as acting director for the past few months. I've been encouraged by many of the plans and innovations developed under her bold new leadership. One particular program I'd like to highlight is a partnership between our Office for Senior Resources, the Sheriff's Office, and our Youth Bureau, the Youth Council's Senior Tech Connect. This program brings together two important groups in our community, our seniors and our youth, to bridge the digital divide. Marlena invited them into the Carmel Friendship Center, where members of the Putnam Youth Council dedicated their time to helping seniors navigate today's technology, from learning how to FaceTime with family to using essential apps that keep them connected. It's a simple but powerful initiative that strengthens intergenerational bonds, builds confidence, and fosters a sense of community. I want to personally thank these incredible young people for sharing their knowledge and their kindness. Their enthusiasm and willingness to give back prove that the next generation of Putnam County is stepping up in a big way to serve others. Members of the Youth Council are here, and I please stand and be recognized. There we go. This is what community is all about. Thank you. At the Health Department, after a long, long search, we have finally found a suitable successor, not replacement, for our own Dr. Michael Neshuat, because everyone knows no one can replace Dr. Mike. And while I will be sad to see my friend Doc Mike leave his role as commissioner, I am honored to announce tonight that Rian Rodriguez has accepted the position as Public Health Director of the Putnam County Department of Health. Rian, you have big shoes to fill, but we are confident in your abilities, and we look forward to seeing what you do in the years to come. With Doc Mike staying as the county's medical consultant, I know you will have an ally in your corner with tons of experience and knowledge. I was thrilled to see that both Marlena's and Rian's nominations were reported out of the legislature's committee, and look forward to the legislature considering their approvals this week. Both of these appointments have my full and complete support. Now, I like to think that few in this county are bigger fans of this wonderful place we call home than me. However, our tourism department excels like no other, promoting all things Putnam. Led by Director Tara Keegan, with a lot of help from former director, now part-time employee, Tracy Walsh, they have done great work to show the rest of the world what Putnam County is all about. In fact, just last year, we had multiple major projects filmed right here in Putnam County. Two highlights were Netflix projects for the movie Knives Out 3, filmed in Cold Spring, and a miniseries called The Four Seasons, starring Tina Fey, Steve Carell, and Coleman Domingo, which was filmed in Phillipstown, Putnam Valley, and Kent. We highlight these because, yeah, it's exciting to see Hollywood come to Putnam. But it is also a signal to others that we are here and we are on the map. Just ask any Hulkamaniac who will be at the Carmel ShopRite on Wednesday to see Hulk Hogan promote his new beer. Now let me tell you something, brother. No. According to recent reports, in 2023, Putnam County generated $86 million from traveler spending, an 11% increase from the previous year, and the largest increase in the Hudson Valley region. That's more money in the pockets of the many family businesses here in Putnam. Tourism money also generates tax dollars that we don't have to ask our homeowners to contribute. Lord knows they already pay enough, in part thanks to unfunded mandates from the federal government and New York State. One of the most recent and egregious money grabs from New York State has, of course, been congestion pricing. As a commuter county, Putnam's residents depend on affordable access to New York City for their livelihoods. The unfair congestion tax punishes those who live outside the city and does little to address the inefficiencies and mismanagement at the MTA. We are here at Ace Endico headquarters, the county's largest private employer. And as a high-quality specialty food distributor, a tremendous amount of their business is done in New York City, specifically deliveries to Manhattan. Our economic development team estimates that the congestion tax alone would cost this great family-owned business over $250,000 a year. That is why on January 21st, one day after he took office, I sent a letter to President Trump outlining my concerns with the congestion tax and offered some solutions on how to end it. Fortunately, his administration listened to the concerns expressed by me and many others, taking our advice. On February 19th, Transportation Secretary Duffy sent a letter to Governor Hochul rescinding a key federal approval that's needed for congestion pricing to operate. While we expect this issue to be litigated further, we are hopeful this intervention will lead to the eventual end of the congestion tax and serve as a meaningful victory in our ongoing fight to make this state more affordable. Never before have we had such strong representation at the federal level. Yeah, we have our incredible Congressman Mike Lawler, who has been the single most accessible congressman for Putnam County in my lifetime. I feel like I see him every week. But we also have advocates like Mark Molinaro, who has reportedly been tapped to lead the Federal Transit Administration. Mark is a dear friend. I know that he will stand up for Putnam County's commuters and taxpayers and provide the kind of thoughtful representation that is presently lacking at the MTA. Our active advocacy doesn't stop with the congestion tax. Earlier this year, I was selected to provide testimony at the joint budget hearing on transportation in Albany. While I did address the congestion tax issue, my focus turned to ensuring that our local roads receive full funding in the coming state budget. Last year, Putnam County received $1.2 million from the CHIPS program that was directly used to resurface county roads. Any cut to this funding would cause significant stress to county, town, and village budgets. I also made sure to voice my concerns about the number of state roads in our county that are in desperate need of attention. Sections of state routes like 301, 311, 312, 164, and Route 6 are overdue for repair and resurfacing. Of course, we have our own projects to take care of as well. I mentioned Peekskill Hollow Road earlier, but we also have major road construction projects at Sprout Brook Road in Phillipstown and Fair Street in the hamlet of Carmel, right next to the county office building and the Carmel High School. We are committed to ensuring the safety and reliability of our county's infrastructure. And for these two projects, we recognize this has been and will continue to be an inconvenience for residents during construction. We appreciate everyone's understanding. Our commitment is not only to improve Sprout Brook Road and Fair Street, but to keep our community informed every step of the way. That's why we held constituent forums for each of these projects. But of course, our communication with residents doesn't end with town halls. We have our DPW projects website that periodically updates residents with the status of major road and bridge improvements. Also, in our capital plan is the new Veterans Museum that will be completed this year to honor the past and inspire the warriors of our future. After years of neglect in prior budgets, our current museum has fallen into severe disrepair, and we needed strong financial support to open and operate a new Veterans Museum. Thank you to Assemblyman and Naval Reservist Matt Slater. We have received a major grant that will help us pay for this important project. In the new year, we are laser focused on bringing businesses of all sizes to Putnam County and creating additional jobs and opportunities for our residents. Thanks to the leadership of IDA Chairman Bill Nolk and President Kathleen Abels of the Economic Development Corporation, sorry Kathleen, I just missed my spot there. Thanks to Bill and Kathleen, we've had multiple business success stories right here in Putnam County with more on the way. For example, our host, Ace Endico, completed its 60,000 square foot, multi-million-dollar expansion, where we gather this evening. Elsewhere in the county, Magazzino Italian Art completed its expansion in 2024. The Lincoln Logistics Warehouses and Distribution Center on Pugsley Road are completed. A Healthy Choice popcorn company from Connecticut named Lesser Evil is leasing one of the two buildings. Finally, Brewster Yards, a multi-sports complex, has received its county approvals, an exciting development. This will create additional demand for restaurants, hotels, and other lodging in Putnam County, and it is something I am thrilled about. Putnam County was farmed by families and the Wappinger Indians, who called this place home before it was officially added to the map. And that contributed to the Hudson Valley's reputation as the breadbasket of New York. Our commitment to agriculture and the dignity of family farms continues today. This administration's goal, in consultation with stakeholders, is to foster the responsible growth of farms where they are likely to succeed as economic enterprises while respecting the rights of local homeowners to maintain their communities according to a shared vision of growth. Today, I am prepared to announce that this administration will host an agricultural forum and farmland roundtable in Putnam Valley in the near future. The purpose of this roundtable will be to explore administrative updates and solicit feedback from our invited family farmers, municipal stakeholders, and elected officials, all of whom will have a hand in contributing to a discussion about the future of farming in Putnam County. Here, the past is alive and continues to inspire. Partnering with our Putnam County historian, Jen Cassidy, along with local historical societies and town historians spanning Putnam, my administration is actively working to make the 250th anniversary of our nation an occasion to remember. I want to thank and recognize two remarkable people well known to Putnam County, residents who have agreed to step up and serve as our Putnam County Rev 250 Committee's volunteer co-chairs. The Honorable Governor George Pataki and longtime community advocate George Whipple. I know we'll be able to rely on them. I know we will be able to rely on their leadership and advice to implement our plans to commemorate the story of America's independence. The past is too important to stick behind glass like a museum curiosity. We owe it to our ancestors to engage constructively with those who came before us so that our love for the past and its contributions to our free and equal present can be more fully appreciated. With that in mind, the 2025 Putnam County Fair will host a dedicated exhibitions tent over 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, with American Revolution reenactors. Stop by to learn about some of these dynamic figures from our revolutionary past. Or visit the Whipple Feely Chapel at Veterans Memorial Park, a beautiful structure named for 2 Putnam County veterans, which we hope to have fully renovated soon. There will also be a series of free public offerings around Putnam County beginning this year and into next, culminating on the 4th of July, 2026. Under my administration, Putnam County will never abandon its notable figures of the past. Sybil Ludington raced 40 miles through the thick Hudson Valley countryside atop her loyal steed Star in a driving rain to warn Patriot militiamen about an impending redcoat attack. Ludington's act of bravery deserves to be told to a new generation of New Yorkers, and we will tell it with pride. To do so, we must pursue a new vision and new mission. That is, to save Sybil. We intend to repair and restore her statue located on the shore of Lake Lenita in Carmel. With some hard work, community spirit, and yes, financial support, Sybil Ludington will ride again. Last month, along with the county clerk, Michael Bartolotti, legislator chair, Amy Sage, and several community members, I had the privilege of attending the county's most recent naturalization ceremony at our beautiful historic courthouse. Together, we spent a special morning welcoming dozens of new Americans. Despite hailing from many nations across the globe, each was united in his or her commitment to our Constitution and the founding ideals of liberty and equality for all. Each saw a brighter future here than where they came from. It was an inspiring moment. People with different ideas, views, and backgrounds always have an opportunity to work together to achieve a common goal. Tonight, you've heard some successes and goals of my administration. None would be possible without your support. I believe we can pass the largest property tax cut in county history, lower the cost of living for everyone, care for and support our most vulnerable residents, and build on our victories to invite a better, more prosperous tomorrow. There is only one Putnam, one New York, one America. Let us then continue this important work together. Thank you.